Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for checking out this video here on Show Style and Spirit. I am Ebony, of course. As you can see from the title of this video, I wanted to give my opinion on Britney Spears' book, The Woman in Me, that is out now. It has been out for a couple of weeks now. I was so excited to get this book. I went to the bookstore the day before that it came out. I was like, I wonder what they just even have like a few copies out in advance. And the young lady said, no, you have to come back tomorrow. So that was what I did. And I was just so happy. And it feels really nice. Like the cover almost has like texture. It almost feels like suede. And it's black with pink lettering, Britney Spears, and then The Woman in Me. So I love it. Now, in the beginning of the book, we learn about Brittany is describing the bloodline in terms of the men on the Spears side, which would be her dad. And she talked about, her granddad allegedly being, very harsh, very hard. And her grandma on her dad's side, her dad's mom, actually unalived herself when she was just 31 years old. She did lose a baby, and it was like her heart, she just never recovered from it. And she did unalive herself at the young age of 31. And Brittany said that her dad grew up in a really intense household. His dad, which would have been Brittany's granddad, was very harsh on him. And she said that her dad repeated that hardness in their family and her siblings, particularly with her brother. And when her brother was like a teenager, he and his friends decided to ride some four-wheelers in tall grass. The grass was so tall that they could not see each other, and they had a head-on collision. And Brittany's brother was in a full-body cast for a while, and that made Brittany really bond with him because he was so sick and she hadn't seen him like that. But as a child, as you can see from the lower middle picture, Britney Spears auditioned for the Mickey Mouse Club. She actually had to audition twice. Once, the first time she went, her family drove to Atlanta from Louisiana, where she's from. And the producers for the Mickey Mouse Club felt like Britney was too young. She did try to pretend like she was at least 10 at the time, and I believe she was 7 or 8. So they said, you come back when you get a little older, but you still get some experience being on stage. So, in the meantime, she did theater. And the second time she got on the Mickey Mouse Club. And it is so amazing because this season that she did the Mickey Mouse Club for about a year and a half. And she was on there, of course, with her ex-boyfriend, the hugely successful singer Justin Timberlake, who was once a member of the pop singing group NSYNC. NSYNC, they were very popular in the late 90s and early 2000s, just like Britney Spears, same time frame. And then, of course, we all know that he went on to have a solo career, and he actually had R&B producers, Timbaland, to produce his music. And we know that he and Britney dated, and I'm going to get into that in just a moment. But also during this time on the Mickey Mouse Club, it wasn't just Britney Spears and Justin Timberlake, but it was also Christina Aguilera. And we all know she can sing. Wow, she has a wonderful voice. And also as a child, Britney Spears did work with actress Natalie Portman. They did theater in New York together. That was something that Britney did as a child, post Mickey Mouse Club until she got her record deal. So she definitely has several years experience as a kid performing in front of audiences, being on stage. And so she definitely has a long career and just a lot of experience in the arts. And that's also, I believe his first name is Ryan Gosling from the romantic film The Notebook. He was also on the Mickey Mouse Club, and Britney Spears was actually offered the chance to act in The Notebook. But when she filmed The Crossroads, which was an MTV movie, Britney said that it was very hard for her to draw the lines between her true self and her character that she was playing. She said she was even at the point to where her friends, when she wasn't filming, they would say, "Why are you talking like that? Who are you?" She said that she would totally take on the character that she played in the Crossroads, and she just couldn't differentiate herself from her character. She said that it sounded like it kind of freaked her out, and she said acting really was not her thing after she appeared in the Crossroads. She just felt like it was too much for her to get so deep into a character. And I guess it was like a struggle to come out of it. Throughout the book, repeatedly, Brittany describes how she is an empath. And she said she feels like she can just feel people's emotions. And when they go through different experiences, she can feel what they feel. And so she said, she's just very highly sensitive that way. And in the world that we live in, I feel like people will actually try to use that as a weapon against you. I know, like my siblings, like I've said previously, they're 12 to 21 years older than me. And some of them would say, "Oh, you're just so sensitive. You're so sensitive." And so I always looked at that as a negative when I was a child. And one day I was working when I worked in mortgage sales, and one of my coworkers said, "Are you an empath, Ebony?" And I said, "I don't know." She said, "I think you're an empath." And then we continued on with our conversation. And then I had to learn that it's actually almost like a superpower to be sensitive because you can feel what other people go through. It kind of helps you put yourself in their shoes, if you will. And so I could totally relate to this book that Brittany has written. She talks about being very shy and feeling awkward a lot of times, which is amazing because she has had so many successful top selling albums, fans all over the world, very successful tours. And she said that she feels awkward a lot of times and shy. I can relate to that as well. She said when she was a child and she wanted to be a performer, she said she wanted to be both seen and she wanted to hide. And she said that both could be true. And when I read that in this book, I felt like she was writing it for me. It was amazing. So then, after the Mickey Mouse Club, Brittany actually goes back to high school. She's a teenager, but she said she still wanted more. She still wanted to perform. So she continued to sing songs. And a person that her mom met during her Mickey Mouse Club time actually said to her that she should record a demo. And there was a song that Toni Braxton recorded for her very first solo album, but the song did not make the album and it remained on the cutting floor, as Brittany said, and it was called Today. This person that was in the biz actually sent the song Today to Brittany. Brittany learned the lyrics, learned the songs. She recorded it at a studio down south. And her mom sent it to this person in the biz that she knew through the Mickey Mouse Club, who sent it to the record labels. I believe it is Jive Records. And Brittany landed a meeting with the founder of Jive Records, who was from South Africa. And she said she went to his office and he had a cute dog and she was playing with the dog and she sang for the record execs. She got her record deal that same day and she was in the studio all of the time recording songs. And she said she did tell producers that she wanted an R&B sound. And her album did very, very well. So then it was time to shoot the video for Oops, I Did It Again. Baby, hit me one more time. Ooh, baby, baby. She describes being in the recording studio for a very long time. She said to where her voice was like kind of worn out and dry. And it was actually meant to be because then she recorded that song. And that is exactly how it came out. She said that originally the concept for the music video was for her to be like an astronaut. And she said, well, no, I kind of just imagine me and my friends in school and there's cute boys and then we hear the music and then we start dancing. And I think that I should be in like a schoolgirl uniform. She said that the director of the video, Nigel Dick, was actually open to all of her ideas and he implemented them. I think that this is very important, y'all, because a lot of times I do think that musical artists, they get stifled into other people's expectations. Whenever you are a creative and you're creating something, people actually will try to take possession of you. Even sometimes with content creators, us bloggers, I feel like we go through that exact same thing as well. Some people, not all, but some people, I think they want to take ownership of you and your creativity, and they want to kind of force you to do what they want you to do. I believe that all creatives go through that. So I'm very happy that for her very first music video, the director listened to her and he applied her ideas. And it was an awesome music video. I remember the beginning of Britney Spears' career. Her album came out in January of 1999, and the single Baby Hit Me One More Time came out in the fall of 1998. I was a freshman at Michigan State, literally sitting in my dorm room watching this blonde haired girl in a schoolgirl uniform dancing. And her personal assistant is the quote unquote teacher at the end of the video who starts dancing. That is awesome. And so Britney became really famous really fast. And she was very, very popular. And so was Justin Timberlake with the NSYNC group. His group formed after the Mickey Mouse Club. Britney explained in this book that how NSYNC was different from the Backstreet Boys was that the Backstreet Boys, they were very pop. And she said they made it clear that their sound was pop and they were white. She said, whereas the members of NSYNC, they enjoyed R&B and hip hop, and they did not want to shy away from the music that they loved. And so I was very appreciative of her making that distinction. And that is definitely how I remember it. In the late 90s and early 2000s, the boy bands were very popular. And, you know, when I think of the Backstreet Boys, I think of, I want it that way. Tell me why. Ain't nothing but a part. Tell me why. So I love the Backstreet Boys and I love NSYNC as well. Bye bye. Like they did have those R&B beats. And I love 98 Degrees with Nick Lachey. So yes, I can definitely hear the boy band's music now. I'm going to probably play some tonight now. But this book is nostalgic that way. So as she's talking about Justin Timberlake, y'all, we get into their relationship. And this is classic young love. Britney definitely fell in love with Justin, and she fell in love really hard. She was ignoring all of the signs that he was cheating on her. Britney says that, you know, Justin, he slept around. You know, he got around for sure. And she would ignore it because she was so in love. And then I'm sure you've heard of some of the excerpts, including her becoming pregnant. And Justin was just direct with her and said that he was not ready to be a parent and he did not want her to continue on with the pregnancy. He also said, you know, we're celebrities and I don't want this getting out. So you can't go to the hospital. You can't go to a medical professional. And he actually got her pills to take at home and she took them. She was in so much pain. She was holding on to the toilet in the bathroom. She was in such excruciating pain. Then she would lay flat on the floor. Justin would come in with her and lay down. She could not move for several hours. She said, and he never took me to the hospital. They never took me, talking about Justin and her assistant. And she had to just go through the physical pain until it subsided. It was several hours, like into the next day. And she just felt kind of alone in that situation because she didn't really want to get rid of the baby. But that was what, you know, Justin wanted. And because she was in love with him, that was what she did. She even describes herself being so in love with Justin Timberlake as pathetic. And she said that it was quite unfortunate for her. Now, Britney does not agree with the image that her record label and her family wanted her to project, was that she was a virgin. When she had started being active, if you know what I mean, at the age of 14. So they still wanted her to have this bubblegum image. Well, once Justin Timberlake decided to go solo, and he had his songs like Cry Me a River, he was actually putting this um, innuendo out there that Britney cheated on him, and he was the victim, although it was reversed in actuality. And Brittany said, on the one hand, I was glad that he kind of put it out there that I did something, because it tarnished this good girl image that my record label and my family wanted me to project. She said, but also, he lied on me. He made me look really bad. And then Brittany also talked about how pretty much the media hypersexualized her. They were obsessed with her breasts. They wanted to know if she had gotten implants. They always felt like she dressed scantily clad, and that was a problem. She said that the entertainment business and really the entire world that we live in is set up for men. And I could not agree more with you, Brittany. She said that, men just pretty much can do what they want to do without judgments, but women are definitely judged. And I feel like she is absolutely right in this assessment. So when Justin was beginning his solo career, he decided to break up with Britney, and she took it very hard. She was extremely depressed. She actually got an apartment in New York, and she would be there for months where she would not talk to anyone. And then her family and the record execs, they wanted her to kind of snap out of the depression. So they created a world tour for her to go on. And the tours where her heart was really in it, she loved it. She loved the costuming and the lights. She did not like the Onyx tour. She said that it was very dark and too sexual. But after Justin Timberlake, she meets Kevin Federline, whom we all know was also seeing the actress Shar Jackson from Moesha. And he had two babies with her. He had one and one on the way. Now, according to Britney Spears in her book, she did not know that he had two kids. Someone told her. Now, Shar Jackson says that Britney did know that he had a kid and one on the way when she stole Kevin from Shar. So you let me know in the comments, who do you believe? I have a feeling Kevin probably did try to hide his children from Britney, but once she found out, I don't think she stopped seeing him. That's how I think that went. Because you know how some guys could lie, especially when they're desperate and they think that you may not like them once you find out, all the children or all the secrets, period. So Britney is dating him, and then they get married. And initially she proposed to him. He said no, and then Kevin proposed to her. And her kids are just 1 year apart. Sean Preston and Jaden James, her boys, whom she dedicates the book to. And she really had a horrible time with the paparazzi at this time. This is when, they would climb the walls like Spider-Man to even spy on her when she was in recording studios. She said when she put Sean Preston in her lap and drove off, it was to get away from the paparazzi. And I remember this time in the early 2000s where the media made Britney look like she was just falling apart. And really, I believe that paparazzi was a huge stress to her. I've seen celebrities testify in front of Congress about the paparazzi. I've seen footage of Halle Berry fussing at them. And I do think that it's another way that people can violate boundaries. And unfortunately, if you continue to let people violate boundaries, they'll continue to do it and get worse. I hate to say it, but it's the truth. So I'm really sorry that Britney had to be violated over and over by the paparazzi. She said that she learned to go into recording studios, lay down vocals, and would be there 30 minutes tops, because she said if she stayed in any place for more than 30 minutes, that the paparazzi would find her. That is a terrible way to live. And it's so crazy because in the world, we judge celebrities. We think that just because they make seven figures, that that gives us a right to judge them and that their lives are so easy. But because they're constantly being judged under a microscope, some things about their lives we would not want. No wonder Michael Jackson would cover his kids with blankets and he was super duper shy. It was because of the paparazzi and people's judgments combined. And that is something that she faced. Also, Britney talked about how having two babies back to back, her hormones were all over the place. She said her body, her snapback was pretty quick, and she was back into her clothes and she was excited about that. But she said that, for literally 2 years straight, I was pregnant, and that was my existence. So to have the second baby and not be pregnant again, it was something to get used to. Then they decided to buy a home in Los Angeles. They lived right next door to actor Mel Gibson, and they also lived near to the late great Olivia Newton-John. Shout out to her, rest in peace. And Brittany said that she just totally decorated the house. They had a slide going into the pool. She wanted white marble floors. And she said that looking back, the way she was so meticulous and really on the interior designers over the house, she said that she really thinks that that was postnatal depression that she had not properly dealt with. And she said that back in those days, 15 and 18 years ago, mental health was not nearly talked about as widely as it is today. And she said, for any mothers, pregnant women who are reading this book, if you feel like you are depressed, I ask that you please get help. So she is so responsible with her testimony, even that she is putting in this book. Kevin Federline, he has the nerve because he is Britney Spears' husband and he wanted to be a rapper. He's actually getting lots of attention and he's very famous. Do you know that this ninja Kevin Federline, he actually started ignoring Britney the more famous he got because of her? She would actually try to book hotel rooms and spend time with him. He would refuse to talk to her. People that were on her team, he actually quote unquote hired, and they would tell her that he doesn't want to talk to her. He doesn't want to see her. This is her husband and the father of her kids. And of course, Britney would try to make excuses and say, oh, this is what married couples go through. Everyone goes through periods where they're selfish. She was trying to cape for him and make excuses. And then I'm right at the point where she's going to file for divorce. But this book is very good. I don't even want to use the word juicy. I feel like it is relatable and she is being very honest. She even says that Kevin was bad at handling fame. She said she wasn't good at it either. She would really break down because of the paparazzi, and her breakup with Justin made her very depressed. But she said some celebrities handle fame very well. And she shouted out Jennifer Lopez. She said she feels like Jennifer Lopez handles herself very well, and she handles being famous very well. So you all let me know in the comments, what celebrities do you think handles fame very well? And what did you think so far about the book and the things that I've shared? I ask that you please hit the like button on this video. I would greatly appreciate it. And if you have not already done so, please subscribe to Show Style and Spirit. I would love to have you. I hope that you had a fantastic Monday. It's going to be a terrific Tuesday, and I will talk with you soon. Bye.